Nigel Farage's Downing Street plan is moving closer than ever before. I reveal some details in this video. Hello everyone, this is Andre Walker. Please do subscribe to my videos, but also hit the bell notification icon because it's the best way to absolutely guarantee you get all of my videos as soon as they are released. Now, lots of people think that what was important in the last general election was the 5 seats that were won by ReformUK. That actually wasn't the significant thing, although the bridgehead was useful. What was more important was the 98 second places that Reform got right up and down the country, but particularly in places like Lancashire and Yorkshire, where I'm actually originally from. Those are the seats that Nigel Farage will seek to win at the next election, but he has a problem. He's had multiple problems in the past, and I'll go through them. Number one, on candidate selection. The big problem is UKIP just didn't have the local party organisation to be able to select somebody who was really good and to be able to keep them working for maybe 3 or 4 years. That is now being changed because every local area is now going to have its own local party, fully functioning with its own chairman, treasurers and secretary. And no, it sounds incredibly boring, but it's absolutely vital to get that councillor base up, but also to make sure that they campaign. Also, there's professionalism. There's a new party chairman. I don't agree, by the way, with everything the new party chairman of ReformUK has done. The dismissal of Gawain Towler, I think, is a real mistake. He's the long-term communications officer to Nigel Farage. But here is the most critical part of it all. This boring, once again, sounding regional organisers being pointed across the country. In the Conservative Party, they call them battleground directors. I think in the Labour Party, they call them agents. But effectively, these are people who are tasked by HQ with running campaigns in each region. What they will do is they will identify the seats that are most likely to win at the next election, then the election after that, then the election after that, and they call it a move-on strategy. So what they'll do is, in 4 years' time, they'll win 100 seats, then they'll try and win 150, then 200. But that level of coordination is absolutely vital. And so what we've seen in the past is Nigel Farage as a one-man band. And he's an amazing one-man band. And he's somebody who can communicate in a way that I don't think any politician has been able to do, perhaps since Churchill. I think he's certainly the biggest political figure since Thatcher. But he never had that background of a solid political party. And so I think that the fact that he's building these reform constituencies across the country and the fact that he's got these regional organisers may not sound like the most exciting thing in the world, but mark my words, that will be extremely important. Now, the other point that people ask me is about, is he taking votes away from the Tories? Well, first of all, nobody has an absolute right to your votes. That's a silly comment. But you've got to remember something. There's a huge geographic split. I'm originally from Leigh, but I'm here in Ascot, in Windsor. In Windsor, ReformUK come absolutely nowhere. Therefore, it doesn't split the vote. But in Leigh, even though there was a Conservative MP at the last election, I think that will become a relatively safe Reform seat where there will be very few Conservative voters. And so I think right across the north of England, people who are working class and patriotic will vote Reform, whereas I think down south, people who are quite middle class and traditionally Conservative will vote for the Conservative Party. And people talk about a deal and, electoral pact and all these sorts of things. I don't think any of that's going to happen. What will happen is, after the election, there will be more Conservative plus Reform MPs than there are of anybody else, and they'll be forced into a coalition. The leader will be either of the two party leaders. We don't know who the Conservative leader is yet, but obviously Farage. It'll be whichever one of them has the most members of Parliament. Now, forget a deal with the Tories, forget a deal with Reform. All you need to know is that when that job is done, when the north of England comes in for Reform, when the south comes in for the Conservative Party, they'll be forced together, and I look forward to that day. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification icon. Thank you.